Srimad Bhagavatam ki. All glories to symbol devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to symbol devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Gaur Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30, entitled The Activities of the Prachetas, text number 35. Yathandrindante katha mrishtas Krishnaya prasamo yatha Nirvairam yatra bhuteshu Nodvega yatra kashana Yatendrente katha mrishtas Krishnaya prasamo yatha Nirvairam yatra bhuteshu Nodvego yatra kasyana. Somebody can recite.
Yatendrente katamrishtas
Yatendrente katamrishtas
Krishnaya prasamo yata
Krishnaya prasamo yata Nirvairam yatra bhuteshu Nadvego yatra kashana. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Whenever pure topics of the transcendent world are discussed, the members of the audience forget all kinds of material hankerings, at least for the time being. Not only that, but they are no longer envious of one another, nor do they suffer from anxiety or fear. Purport: Vaikuntha means without anxiety, and the material world means full of anxiety. As stated by Prahlad Maharaj, Sada Samudvikna Diyam Asad Grahat. The living entities who have accepted this material world as a residence are full of anxiety. Place immediately becomes Vaikuntha whenever the holy topics of personality of Godhead are discussed by pure devotees. This is the process of Shravanam Kirtam Vishnu, chanting and hearing about the Supreme Lord Vishnu. As Supreme Lord Himself confirmed, Naham Tishtami Vaikunte Yoginam Hridayeshua Tatra Tishtami Narada Yatra Gayanti Mad Bhakna. My dear Narada, actually I do not reside in my abode Vaikuntha, nor do I reside within the hearts of the yogis, but I reside in that place where my pure devotees chant my holy name and discuss my form, pastimes, and qualities. Because of the presence of the Lord in the form of the transcendent vibration, the Vaikuntha atmosphere is evoked. This atmosphere is without fear and anxiety. One living entity does not fear another. By hearing the holy names and glories of Lord, a person executes pious activities. Shanvata Swagata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Thus his material hankerings immediately stop. This Sankirtan movement, started by the Society for Krishna Consciousness, is meant for creating Vaikuntha, the transcendent world that is without anxiety, even in this material world. The method is the propagation of Shravanam Kirtanam process throughout the world. In the material world, everyone is envious of his fellow man. Animalistic envy exists in human society as long as there is no performance of Sankirtan Yagya, the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Prachetas therefore decided to remain always in the society of devotees, and they considered that to be the highest benediction possible in human life. Omagyanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padagamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishaka Vitamsham Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauramani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshtarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaura Tushe Nama. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishamanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balbhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaya Te Nama Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you everybody for being present here for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. I seek blessings of all assembled devotees here so that I can speak something for my own purification. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Yasya yam vaishyamanayam Krishne paramapurushe bhaktir utpadade pumsam shoka moha bhaya apaha. If you just hear this message of Bhagavatam, if you hear the pastimes of Krishna, Krishna paramapurushe, then what happens? Bhaktir utpadade. It invokes bhakti in heart. And what is the result of bhakti getting invoked as a byproduct of hearing Krishna Katha? Is shoka moha bhaya apaha. One becomes free from shoka, lamentation. Lamentation of past, whatever past may be. We may lament, oh, why did I do that? I should not have done whatever, no? And so much time we may lose in lamentation. But just by hearing Krishna Katha and developing bhakti, that lamentation, one becomes free from shoka. Moha. We may have so many illusions. Oh, how I can be happy in this world. But all that illusion is smashed. And bhaya apaha. And all the future fears and anxieties are removed. Similarly, here we see Prachetas are offering prayers to Supreme Lord. They have performed 10,000 years of tapasya. Together, they are 10 sons of Prachini Pari. They were doing 10,000 years tapasya underwater, and Supreme Lord is very pleased with their devotional service, and he appears to them. Mm, and he congratulates them. And he thanks that, oh, you have so cooperatively performed your devotional service. I'm very pleased with you. Please ask any benediction you want. And Prachita said, my dear Lord, please bless us with association of your devotees. Can you imagine? They have performed 10,000 years tapasya. Supreme Lord is pleased, and Lord is saying, ask any benediction. And what they are asking benediction? And they're asking benediction, please give us association of devotees. So association of devotees is so valuable, so wonderful. All great personalities actually uh, realize the value of association and they beg for association. We saw in yesterday's verse also, Pracheta was telling what is the benefit of association of devotees. He said this association of devotees is much more valuable than going to heavenly planets or even liberation. And what is the result of association? Here they are saying, when we are associating with devotees, we get to hear about Krishna. And just by hearing about Krishna, what is the result of it? Yatendriya te katha mrishtas, Krishnaya prashamo yatha. Krishna, the hankerings in our heart, material desires in the heart, they get subsided. We are so much tormented by material desires. This burning material desire in the heart make us suffer. But just by hearing Krishna Katha, all these material desires are subsided. There is like fire, and when rain comes, that fire is subsided. Similarly, there's fire of material hankering in the heart, but just shower of Krishna Katha just extinguishes that fire, and we feel peaceful. Nirvairam yatra bhuteshu. Another result of hearing Krishna Katha is Nirvairam. One becomes free from envy. Sometimes people think, oh, there are so many problems in the world, and biggest problem is people are envious of each other, and therefore they create trouble so much. And people think how to make people free from envy. Formula is simple: this hearing and chanting. There's no other formula. No matter how many seminars and conferences we may do, peace formula is not going to happen. But just by hearing Krishna Katha together, the byproduct of that is that one's envy in heart is uprooted. And na udvega yatra kashyap. And one doesn't suffer from anxiety and fear. So material world, where person is always in anxiety and fear, all these things can be extinguished. So this is power of Krishna Katha. So therefore we see here Prabhupada is quoting very famous verse in purport that Krishna is saying, I am not present where? I am not present in Vaikuntha also, I am not present in heart of yogis, but I am present wherever devotees yatra gayanti madhvakta, where devotees chant my glories, chant holy names of Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Prabhupada is saying here that we can, this Sankirtan movement started by Society for Krishna Consciousness is meant for creating Vaikunthas, the transcendent world that is without anxiety, even in this material world. So Prabhupada is saying, purpose of ISKCON is to create Vaikunthas, to create Vaikuntha all over the world. Everybody is in so much of anxiety, but Prabhupada is saying, our society is meant to create Vaikuntha. So Krishna conscious communities are actually Vaikunthas. So there are various principles that make Krishna conscious community. It's not that just few people come together, it becomes Krishna conscious community. It is based on proper understanding. And the most important understanding is Ishavasya principle. Understand that Krishna is actually the proprietor and control of everything and everyone. We are not the proprietors, we are caretakers. We are not the controllers, we are cooperators. We have to cooperate with the will of the Lord. And we are not independent enjoyers. Rather, Krishna is supreme enjoyer, and just by serving Krishna selflessly, the byproduct of that is actually satisfaction, real enjoyment. So, that is a proper understanding one need to have in a community. Another aspect very important is what do devotees do when they come together in Krishna conscious communities? Machita madhgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti. Krishna says, what do my devotees do? When they come together, they do machita madhgata prana. They always talk about me, hear about me. Bodhayanta parasparam, discuss among themselves. My katha. And in that, tushyanti cha ramanti. They find great satisfaction, great joy in hearing and chanting. So, yes, temple or temple community or devotional community or Krishna conscious community is a place where devotees come together for and take pleasure in hearing and chanting. Not that we have some club or some society and we come together. Like most of the times, wherever their clubs are there, people come together. And what is their prime activity? Prime activities, prajalpa. Just talk all kinds of useless things. Talk about politics, talks about sports, talks about films, talk about all kinds of similar education thing. And they do gossiping, fault finding, criticizing, complaining, comparing, all kinds of things. And when they do all these things, they become more miserable. So when we come together in association devotees, we have to consciously avoid this prajalpa. And we have to consciously speak about Krishna, about service of Krishna, hearing, chanting. So this can make a great impact. And we see in association devotees, so many devotees come, and every devotee is unique, everybody is different. So, and everybody may be engaged in different types of services. So, what is the purpose of all devotees engaged in different types of services? Bhagavatam says, Atha Pumbir Vijay Shrestha Varnashama Vibhagasha Swanishtatasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Everybody may engage in different services and activities as per their psychophysical natures, proclivities, and all these things. And different people may play different roles, but purpose is Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Everybody is there just so that Krishna is satisfied, Krishna is pleased. And when Krishna is pleased, it's perfection. So Krishna is the center. So Anukulalesa Sankalpa Pratikulalesa. Whatever is favorable to serve Krishna, please Krishna, we accept that. And whatever is unfavorable to Krishna consciousness, whatever is not pleasing to Krishna, we reject. And what is the mood of devotees in Krishna conscious community that lead to unity despite so much of diversity? Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, Mahaprabhu is telling, Jivera Swaruphoy Krishnera Nityadas. The mood is that I am servant. Not that Varnashrama Vibhagasha, we divide and then somebody thinks I am superior and you are inferior, and we make divisions to exploit each other or prove our superiority. No, the divisions are there according to psychology, but the fundamental mood is everybody thinks and understands that I am servant of Krishna and I am servant of all. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, who spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, he always used to, whenever he used to meet anyone, he used to always say, what is it say? Dasosmi. Dasosmi. I'm servant. I'm your servant. How can I serve you? So that is the mood. One may be, whatever position one may have whatever service, but the main thing is that I am servant. How can I serve you? Best way to serve Krishna is by serving his devotees. So in community where everybody is in this mood of servant, that's very pleasing community. Everybody becomes comfortable and happy. And this is a natural consciousness of every devotee. We see Prabhupada when he was in preaching, and earlier Allen Ginsberg was very much helping in New York. And one time, one reporter asked Prabhupada, are you Guru of Allen Ginsberg? It was a double sword, double-edged sword, whatever, double-edged question. Like, it was the reporter was thinking, if Swami says yes, Allen Ginsberg is his disciple, he can comment what kind of guru is he. His disciple is breaking all kinds of principles. And if he says no, I am not guru of Allen Ginsberg, Allen Ginsberg may feel little offended and he may distance himself from Prabhupada and ISKCON. But when Prabhupada asked this question, are you guru of Allen Ginsberg? Prabhupada spontaneously, without any thinking, just spoke his heart. He said, actually, I am guru of no one. I am servant of everyone. So that is actually the mood of guru or acharya or a leader. And that's what makes the community very beautiful. So we are not here trying to boss around. Rather, more we become senior, more we imbibe this mood of being servant of servant. And what is the important attitude that one should imbibe to develop flourishing Krishna conscious community? Rupa Goswami explains, we have to be utsaha. Whatever we are doing, we try to do it enthusiastically. Utsaha, nishya, dhairya, tat karma, sangha, tyaga, satat, shadibir, bhakti, prasidhati. Prabhupada said one time, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he was trying very hard to put his books, Prabhupada books, in different bookstores and all these things, and put in book pairs. But somehow book distribution was not happening much through these bookstalls or shops or fairs. Prabhupada said, actually, my books are distributed by the enthusiasm of devotees. So real preaching happens by enthusiasm. So whatever we do, we try to be enthusiastic. Even if you don't feel enthusiastic, we try to be enthusiastic as part of our sadhana. We may be feeling very tired, still we enthusiastically get up. 10 morning program. Enthusiastically we participate in various activities. So this is the most important thing, that whenever devotees come together, what is their most fundamental talks? So here Krishna says, Mat Chitta Matagata. They talk about him, talk about his pastimes, qualities, services. And sharing about that is actually what invokes bhakti, love in our heart. And we see Prabhupada worked so hard to write his books, to give his commentaries, so that we can have subject matter to talk. Bhagavatam, so much pastime that there's so much subject matter is to talk and discuss. Chetan, so much subject matter to talk and discuss. Bhagavad Gita, so much philosophy, So there are so many things to talk and discuss. And then we have services and preaching. So many things to when we do together. So today I thought that I'll briefly speak about pastime of Krishna and Sudama from Bhagavatam. Because here Prachita was saying, my dear Lord, just by discussing your pastimes, one can become free from all the anxieties. One can experience Vaikuntha, envy can go away, and all the hankerings of the heart can go away. So we see in 10th canto, there's a beautiful pastime, which is very, very famous pastime. Pastime of Sudama meeting Krishna. How many of you know Sudama, Krishna's friend? How many of you do not know Sudama, Krishna's friend? Chris, you know Sudama?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so we'll discuss a little bit. It's about Sudama is Krishna's childhood friend, Gurukul friend. When Krishna was studying in Gurukul, in Sandipani Muni's ashram in Ujjain, they studied together. And later on, we see after many, many years, Sudama went to Dwarka to meet Krishna. So similar stories there in Mahabharata also about Drona and Drupada. And we can see this gulf of difference between both the friends. Like Drona and Drupada, they were also friends in Gurukul, they studied together. But when they graduated from Gurukul, later on, Drupada, because he was son of a king, later on he became a king. Very powerful, very rich, materially very prosperous. Whereas Drona, he became a poor Brahmana. And one time he was in so much of poverty that he was not able to take care of his wife and children also. And then wife requested him that you should go and meet your friend Drupada. And we see Dronacharya goes to meet Drupada, hoping that Drupada will very nicely receive him and have very friendly talks, no? And definitely he's a king, and I'm king normally are very favorable to Brahmanas. So he's a friend king. How much more favorable he will be? So he was expecting like that. So when he went in the assembly of Drupad, he introduced himself. I'm friend of the king. And when he came in the assembly in front of Drupad, he said, "My dear friend Drupad, I'm so happy. Do you remember both of us were friends? We studied together in Gurukul." So Drupad somehow was not very happy when Dronacharya called Drupad as his friend. And he said, "Friendship is always among equals." He said, "I'm a rich king, opulent, prosper, and you are a poor Brahmana. How can there be friendship? Anyway, if you want any charity, I will give you. So you can ask charity, no problem. But calling friend, it's too much, no? Okay, we were those time friend doesn't mean no." So when Dronacharya heard it, he felt so offended. And with great anger, he left. Imagine you meet a friend and you're hoping that he will have friendly exchange, but he just insults you in the assembly. His heart was so broken, and he was thinking how to teach this Drupad. He is very much puffed up. I will teach him a good lesson. And later on we see Dronacharya met with Bhishma, and then Bhishma later on appointed him as the teachers for Pandavas and Kauravas. He became martial art teacher. And then we see how later on he trained Pandavas and Kauravas in martial arts, in military science. And then after their education, Pandavas and Kauravas military training was over. Pandavas and Kauravas were supposed to give Guru Dakshina. In Vedic times, there was no fees in the beginning to pay. Student would come and study in Gurukul, and at the end, when he's graduating, then he will give some Guru Dakshina. So Pandavas and Kauravas asked, "My dear Guru Dronacharya, we are so grateful to you. You trained us in this military science. Please tell us how we can serve you. What Guru Dakshina we can give you?" So Dronacharya said, "Oh, you want to give me the Guru Dakshina?" He said, "I only want one Guru Dakshina." He said, "You should go and defeat Drupada and bring him captive and throw him at my feet." Kaurava was very, very enthusiastic. Thought, yes, very nice. So all Kauravas, they attacked Drupada. But Drupada defeated Kauravas. And somehow they came very morose. They were defeated. Then Pandavas went. And when Pandavas attacked Drupad, Pandavas thoroughly defeated Drupad and brought him captive. and threw him at the feet of Dronacharya. When Drupad was fallen at the feet of Dronacharya, then Dronacharya said, "My dear sir, friendship is made between equals. Now I'm the king because he got the kingdom of Drupad, and you are a beggar." Hmm? But he said, "I would like your friendship, so I will give half kingdom to you." Hmm? And Dronacharya gave half kingdom to Drupad and kept half kingdom. And what do you think? Drupad was happy with that half kingdom? Huh? Oh, he so mercifully gave me half kingdom, and he's interested in my friendship. So, for sake of friendship, he has done this. No, Drupad became so infuriated. He felt so insulted, humiliated, and then he made a vow. I'll get back to him. What does this Dronacharya think himself of? No? And then he went for doing tapasya. Mm. In Vedic text, we find anybody wants some immediate results, they will naturally worship Ashutosh. Ashutosh means one who's quickly pleased. And who is that person? Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is Ashutosh. Immediately, quickly becomes pleased. And he performed a lot of tapasya. And when Lord Shiva is pleased, he asked the benediction that please bless me with a son who will kill Dronacharya. Lord Shiva said, Tathastu. And later on we see Draupadi performed the sacrifice, and from sacrifice came one son and one daughter. Daughter was? Who was daughter? Draupadi, who was later married to Pandavas. And son was Drishtadumna. Later on, in battle of Kurukshetra, he became commander-in-chief. And later on, actually, he cut off the head of Dronacharya. So we see that these were two childhood friends, Dronacharya and Drupad, but later on they became worst enemies. And they humiliated each other and practically destroyed. But we can see similar story in Bhagavatam about Krishna and Sudama's dealings. When Krishna and Sudama were in childhood, they were wonderful friends, and then later on they graduated from the Gurukul. And we see when Krishna was graduating, this Sandipani Muni asked for the Guru Dakshana. What did he ask? He consulted wife what to ask. And wife said, "Oh, I'm in great pain that we lost our son. Their son was dead." And they said, "My dear, if you want to give me the Guru Dakshana, please bring my son back to life." Is it possible to bring dead son back to life? Ordinarily not possible. But for Krishna, what is impossible? Krishna immediately brought his dead son back to life and he offered back. And when later on Krishna, we say, Krishna goes to Mathura, and then later on he becomes, in Mathura we see year after, for 17 years, what is his name? Jarasandha attacks, and 17 times Krishna defeats him. 18th time when Jarasandha is coming one side, Kalevan is coming, so that time Krishna makes Dwarka city in the ocean, and then he shifts to Dwarka. And later on Krishna marries first 8 princes, and later on 16,100 princes. So he marries 16,108 princes. So and then he's living with all of them in 1608 palaces, and Dwarka has become a very flourishing kingdom, very, very opulent. And here Sudama, after he graduated from Gurukul, he went, and he was actually very poor. He was a great devotee of Lord, but he was very poor. Acharya asked this question: how can great devotees be poor to such extent that they are struggling for survival also? Like they said, how this Sudama Practically, he was not able to maintain his wife and children. Sometimes he had to fast, wife had to fast, children had to fast, How is it possible? Because we see anyone serves Krishna. Mm, mm, Krishna says, Yogaksham Vahami, whatever he lacks, I provide, whatever he has, I protect. And anybody does dharma, byproduct of dharma is artha. Anybody serves God, byproduct is artha, material prosperity. And he was devotee, how he was poor? To such extent that he was had to fast. Acharya explained actually there are two types of devotees. One type of devotee is called, he is indifferent to material wealth. He is not attached and he is not averse. For example, Prahlad Maharaj, he is indifferent to material opulence. He is not attached to material opulence, he is not averse to material opulence. So Acharya says, for such devotees, Krishna gives them lot of wealth because they are not attached and they can use properly in service of Lord and service of all. So we see Prahlad Maharaj was made emperor of whole world. So Dhruva Maharaj. So all this. So Krishna to such devotees give lot of wealth. But there are second type of devotees. They are averse to material wealth because they think if I get material wealth, maybe I will get attached and I will get distracted from path of Krishna consciousness because they know danger of Maya, danger of material opulence. So they are little fearful, they are averse, and they want to keep themselves voluntarily, purposefully poor. So Acharya explained that devotees who are averse to wealth, then Krishna doesn't give them wealth because he doesn't want to make them uncomfortable because they are happy to be in poverty and they don't want. And so sometimes Krishna may, to such devotees, may keep them the way they want. So Sudama was, in a very poverty condition and he was happy himself. However, wife was in great disturbance. She was thinking, hey, my husband is suffering, my children are suffering. So she started requesting Sudama, hey, I heard you are friends with Krishna and Krishna is now great king in Dwarka. And then I heard he is very, very favorably disposed towards Brahmanas. So why don't you go and ask? I'm sure he will definitely give some charity and then all our poverty and everything will be gone and we can at least peacefully live. So since wife was regularly asking, Sudama was not in mood of going and asking Krishna anything. But then later on he thought, oh, I think this is a good excuse for me to go to Dwarka and meet my friend Krishna. For long, many, many years I have not met. Let me go. And then we see this poor Brahmana, poor Sudama, starts walking from Porbandar to Dwarka. Porbandar is the place of Sudama.
Where is that?
It may be around 100 kilometers or so. Few hours. Or here maybe just hour drive. But he was walking, so it took long time. But while he was going, he was thinking, Arey, I know Krishna is very merciful and Krishna is surely receiving me, but I don't know, security people will not be able to identify me. I'm such a person with, poor appearance and I have torn clothes. I don't think any security will allow me inside, the palace. Anyway, he thought, let me still go. And while going, he asked his wife, hey, I'm going to see Krishna. Is there something I can carry as a gift to Krishna? And then wife searched in their home. There was nothing. So wife went to neighboring house and begged for some chipped rice. And she got some chipped rice, flat rice, chipped rice. And then he tied it in his torn cloth and then he went. And he was very much, meditating on Krishna and hoping that he'll meet Krishna. And when he went to Dwarka, he was standing at the outskirts and he saw many aristocratic Brahmanas. They were going in the city. So he joined them. In that group, he just, so that he doesn't have to face any security issues. And then he just went with all this other aristocratic Brahmanas. And when he entered inside premises, he saw so many beautiful palaces were there. And then he went in front of one palace. That was Rukmini's palace. And Krishna was there sitting inside on bedstead with Rukmini. And from distance, Krishna saw, hey, my friend Sudama has come. So as soon as Krishna saw, he got up from the bed and he started running. And he went running at the gate to receive Sudama. And when Sudama saw Krishna's coming running, he was so amazed. And then Krishna came and embraced him. And Sudama started crying tears of love. And Krishna was so happy, he was crying tears. Practically, he bathed Sudama with tears of love and affection. And then he received very warmly and took him inside the palace. And he made him sit on his own asana. And then immediately he started, he had a wonderful reception. He first washed the feet of Sudama. Here is a poor man, and he is Krishna, he is God, not only God, and in apparent Leela that he is also king. So he is supreme person and great personality like Brahma and Shiva and all great saintly people and all great demigods worship the feet of Krishna, wash the feet of Krishna. And here that Krishna was washing the feet of this poor man, Brahmana, Sudama. And Sudama was feeling very embarrassed, but then Krishna made him sit. And this is a culture, etiquette, how to receive guests. And then Krishna did Arti. And goddess of fortune, Rukmini, she was doing, chamar to this poor man, Sudama. And all the maid servants and servants in palace, everybody was wondering, who is this man? Krishna is, personally serving him. And here is goddess of fortune, Rukmini. She is doing chamar. Can you imagine? Who is this man? And then they came to know he's friend of Krishna. And then then Krishna after that gave him nice drinks to drink and then food to eat and all these things. And then after that, they had a very wonderful discussions. They started discussing about their childhood days. And Krishna started asking, do you remember our childhood days when we were studying together in Gurukul, in the school? And Sudama said, yes, yes. And they started sharing many, many memories, how they wonderfully learned together in the ashram of Sandipani, and how Sandipani Muni's wife also engaged them in many service. And then Krishna started telling him, do you remember one time our Guru Mata, Sandipani Muni's wife, told us to bring some dry wood for the sacrifice. And so we went to the jungle and we are collecting dry wood. And all of a sudden, it was unseasonal. All of a sudden there was storm and lightning and thunder and so much of rain. And then we got lost in jungle and then it got over flooded. And then, it became dark and we couldn't see the way. Do you remember? And Sudama was, remember, yes, yes. How they both very nicely protected that dry wood from rains by putting on their bodies. And then it became dark. They were not knowing how to go. They were they were holding each other's hand to just support and be there for each other. It's raining, and it was a very terrifying experience. But still, they went through it. And practically that night, they couldn't go back to the ashram. And in ashram, Sandipani Muni was in anxiety. These two students have not come back. And then when rain stopped, and then by that time it was morning, then Sandipani Muni along with his other Gurukul students went for searching. And they, in middle of forest, they found Krishna and Sudama holding each other's hands, and they had very nicely protected that dry wood and all those things. And when Sudama, this Sandipani Muni saw them, he was so pleased. And Krishna said, do you remember our spiritual master, Sandipani Muni, blessed us? What blessing Sandipani Muni gave? He said, oh, whatever you have learned in Gurukul, you may always remember that, and the real meaning and purpose may always be revealed in your hearts. So by serving spiritual master, one can get his blessings, and then the real purports of Vedas can reveal in heart and remain fresh always. We see Karna also served his guru, mm, mm, Parshuram. But then, mm, mm, he- actually, what had happened was, mm, when one time Parshuram was sleeping on the lap of Karna, one very dangerous scorpion came and bit. Uh, he started biting uh, Karna, and on the lap of Karna was Parshuram sleeping. But Karna, when this scorpion was biting, can you imagine what is the pain when scorpion bites? Very terrible pain. But Karna did not move his legs. He did not scream because he was thinking, if I move my legs or scream, sleep of my guru, Parshuram will be disturbed. So in order to serve Parshuram and not displease him and not disturb his sleep, he just tolerated. And the scorpion was biting and biting, and blood started coming. And because of flowing of blood, that blood smell entered the nostrils of Parshuram, and Parshuram got up. And when Parshuram got up, he saw the scorpion biting and blood coming. And this Karna did not speak anything, and he just tolerated. So Parshuram just said, my dear Karna, how is that you are able to tolerate so much? No Brahmana can tolerate such physical assault. I asked you when you enter Gurukul, are you a Brahmana? And you said yes. Because Parshuram had taken a vow that he will not train Kshatriyas. Because Kshatriyas had become puffed up, and he had already killed so many Kshatriyas, 21 generation. Because they were puffed up. So he didn't want to give martial arts training to Kshatriyas. But he was open to train Brahmanas. So he had that condition. So when Karna had come to his admission to his university, he had asked this question, are you Brahmana? Karna had said, yes, I am Brahmana. And then that's how he got trained by Parshuram and learned all the martial arts. But that occasion, immediately he said, oh my dear Karna, you said you are Brahmana, but no Brahmana can tolerate so much pain physically. They can tolerate mental things, but not physical. Kshatriyas only can tolerate physical. Mental things Kshatriya may not be able to tolerate, but they can tolerate physical pain to great extent. Even if hands and legs are cut, they can tolerate. Here, his whole kind of it was whole by the scorpion, and then immediately Parshuram said, I can know that you are not a Brahmana. And then Karna felt very embarrassed and ashamed. He said, please, Gurudev, actually I spoke lies in order to learn from you. So Parshuram became very angry, and he said, I cursed you, that when you need this knowledge the most, you'll forget it. So therefore we see in the final battle of Kurukshetra, when there's war and the fight between Arjuna and Karna, and his wheel gets stuck on, and then later on he forgets mantras actually, and he is not able to invoke mantras, and finally he's killed. So here we see secret of spiritual advancement or remains on satisfaction of spiritual master and blessing the spiritual master. So Krishna and Sudama pleased the Guru, and Guru was very pleased and blessed. May you remember always what I have taught, and especially essence you will remember, and also the meaning and purports will remain fresh in your hearts. So in this way they were discussing many things, and they had a great time. And then Krishna said, my dear Sudama, you have come to meet me. I am sure your wife must have sent some nice gift for me. So what gift you have brought? Please give me some. And Sudama was actually very embarrassed, because here was a palace, and every floor and every filled with gems and diamonds and rubies and gold and unbelievable opulence. And here he was person, poor person with torn clothes, and he had got some, uh, some begged, some chipped rice, very low class. And here he saw Krishna had offered him such wonderful drinks and wonderful food. And he thought, what is this food which I have brought, this chipped rice? Useless. So he felt very embarrassed. He thought, how can I give this to Krishna? So he did not say anything, and he was hiding that. But then Krishna is always hungry for love of his devotees, because Sudama had great love. So he immediately found out where he is hiding the chipped rice, and he snatched that chipped rice, and then he started eating. As soon as he ate, he became so happy and blissful. And he wanted to eat more. And Rukmini was there. Immediately Rukmini stopped Krishna. Krishna, oh, it's enough. One morsel of food is enough. This one morsel of food can give him unlimited blessings, and all his poverty and everything will go away. And he'll be blessed with so much of prosperity. So Acharya explained that Rukmini stopped Krishna from eating a second morsel. They gave many reasons. One reason was she was thinking, if Krishna eats this low class chipped rice, he will have stomach problem. He'll have some indigestion. Maybe he should not eat this. Another thing, she was thinking, oh my dear Krishna, if you eat everything, we'll not get Maha. So I need Maha, and then later on this news will come, and everybody will know. Then all my co-wives will ask for Maha, and all maid servants and servants will ask. So what I will distribute to them if you eat everything? So keep something so that later on I can distribute to everyone and everybody will be happy. Another reason she was thinking, Rukmini was thinking, oh, Krishna is so happy. Anybody serves Krishna, then Rukmini or Lakshmi becomes obliged to give prosperity to that devotee. And she was thinking, oh, Krishna is so pleased, and now this much he has eaten is sufficient to give him wealth of like Indra. But then she thought, if Krishna eats more, I will become so much obliged that maybe I will have to become his maid servant. So that would be very difficult. So then Rukmini just stopped, and then Krishna stopped, and then later on, Krishna took Sudama and gave him a wonderful room. And in night, Sudama had night rest, very nice. And when Sudama was sleeping there, he was feeling that he is just in Vaikuntha. He was so blissful, so happy. Next day, then morning, Sudama got up, and after doing his morning duties and all these things, he was about to leave. And Krishna and Rukmini all gave a nice farewell. And then Sudama starts going back home. And amazing thing is that Krishna does not give him anything, gift in return, externally. And when Sudama is going back, he's remembering, oh, Krishna is so kind. Kwaham daridra papiya, kwa Krishna Shri Niketana, Brahma Bandhur iti smaham, bahubhyam parirambita. He was thinking, oh, Sudama while going home back from Dwarka, he was thinking, oh, Kwaham, who am I? Daridra papiyam. I'm just poverty stricken. Papiyam, sinful, fallen person. And who is Krishna? Who is Krishna? Sri Niketana, husband of goddess of fortune. But though I am so fallen, so poor, and Krishna is so great and husband of goddess, still, Bahubhyam Parirambita, still he came and embraced me. And just by remembering Krishna's embrace, he was feeling so happy and he was crying tears of ecstasy. And then later on he started thinking, that Krishna is not an ordinary person, and he's not just ordinary friend. He's my friend, not only friend, but Krishna Supreme Person, Godhead. He said, I came with a purpose. I came with purpose. What? My wife had sent to ask some gift from Krishna, some charity from Krishna. But anyway, I did not ask. But Krishna knows. And despite knowing, Krishna did not give me any charity. Can you imagine? So, I did not ask, and Krishna also did not give. And then he was thinking, oh, Krishna is so merciful. Krishna is so kind. Adonoyam dhanam prapya madhyan uchair namam smaret iti karuniko nunam Dhanam me bhurina dadat. He said, oh, Krishna is so merciful. Because maybe Krishna was thinking, Adhanam yom dhanam prapya. I am poor man. If I get too much wealth, madhyan uchet namasmaret. Maybe I'll become mad, intoxicated with wealth, and I'll forget him. So therefore, iti karunika nanam. So Krishna is so kind that dhanam me buri na dadat. Krishna did not give me any wealth, so that I don't become mad and intoxicated and I don't forget him. And I was so very happy. And in that happy mood he was going. So this is a devotee's mood actually. Devotee knows that Krishna knows best. Whatever Krishna does is best for me. It's not that Sudama was angry and upset. What is this Krishna? He did not give me anything. And he was not criticizing Krishna. But he was very happy. Oh, very nice. He did not give me anything because it is good for me. And then when he went, actually when he went to his home back to Porbandar, he was surprised because he saw so many beautiful palaces and he saw thousands of servants and maid servants and beautiful ponds, and it was like a amazing place. He thought maybe I lost the way, maybe I came to wrong place. But then some servants came and received him, offered him garlands, and then he said, oh, welcome, this is your home. And then his wife came from inside, and she was so beautiful, so as if a denizen of heaven, celestial planes. She was so beautifully decorated with jewels and ornaments and beautiful saris. And children came, they were so beautiful and decorated so nicely. Earlier they were thin and this thing, very thin because of starvation, but now they are looking so beautiful and healthy. He was wondering, is this my wife? And then all of them said, yes, she's your wife only, so beautiful. And actually Sudama was in same town clothes, and he was also very thin, poverty, like starving kind of looking appearance. But in front of eyes of his wife, immediately Sudama's body transformed. He became beautiful and effulgent and young and handsome and energetic. All his whatever that skinny appearance went away, and he got beautiful dress and jewelry and all these things. So Acharyas explained Krishna did not transform him in Dwarka because if he come, wife would be very confused and there would no one to tell. So in front of wife, Krishna transformed him completely. Wife was amazed. And then he was wondering what happened. And then he understood this must be Krishna's arrangement. And so Acharyas explained why did Krishna not directly give him wealth and tell, okay, my dear Krishna, Sudama, I'm giving this wealth and you go home. I have already transformed your home into palace and all these things. So Acharyas explained in commentary that actually Krishna has made promise in Bhagavatam. What is Krishna's promise? Whoever approaches me, I approach to him accordingly. If somebody surrenders to me 10%, I also surrender to him 10%. If somebody offers him his 10% of wealth, I also offer him 10%. So, so Krishna was thinking, Sudama has offered so much. What did Sudama offer? Sudama had nothing, but he begged charity and got something and offered me. That means he has offered more than 100%. How much Sudama offered? More than 100%. He offered which is beyond his capacity. So Krishna was thinking, I ought to also give more than 100%. He has given 100%, more than 100%. I have to also give more than 100%. But he said, I cannot give more than 100% because whatever is there in creation is 100%, and that is all mine. And there's nothing beyond that. So how can I give more than 100%? So it said Krishna felt very embarrassed. Krishna felt defeated. Krishna felt very ashamed that I am not able to reciprocate. Like we see one friend gives one gift, equivalent gift we give, so we feel very happy. But imagine some friend has given very great gift and we are not able to give, one may feel ashamed, embarrassed. So Krishna was feeling like that. So it said, therefore Krishna gave him this material opulence indirectly. And when Sudama received this wealth, Sudama was just thinking, just see, Krishna is so amazing. I gave him little chipped rice and Krishna has given me so much. This is nature of Krishna. Even whatever little gifts any devotee gives, Krishna considered very valuable. And whatever benediction Krishna gives, Krishna thinks I have not done, I have not given much. My benediction is very insignificant. So that is nature of Krishna. Krishna, whatever service devotee does, Krishna makes it into a very big thing. And even if he gives big benediction, Krishna thinks I have not done enough for my devotee. So seeing this love, amazing reciprocation of Krishna, Sudama was feeling so indebted and so grateful. And then he says that now I have got so much wealth and so much prosperity. So तस्यैव मे सौहृद सख्य मैत्री दास्यं पुनर्जन्मनि जन्मनि स्यात् महानुभावेन गुणालयेन विसज्जत सत्तत् पुरुष प्रसंगात्. This Lord is Krishna is supremely compassionate, deserve all transcendental qualities. Life after life, may I serve him with love, friendship, and sympathy, and may I cultivate such firm attachment for him by the precious association of his devotees. So he's thinking, oh, Krishna is so kind. So now Krishna has done so much. So now I want to serve him with more enthusiasm, with more determination. So when devotees receive wealth, they don't forget Krishna. They want to serve Krishna with more determination. He's saying, I want to serve Krishna life after life. And then he says, I want to develop more attachment to Krishna. And how? He says, I want to develop attachment to Krishna by associating with his wonderful devotees. So Sudama is also praying for and aspiring for association of devotees. So here we see that Prachitas, they are in front of Supreme Lord, and Supreme Lord is very pleased and in asking us any benediction, and Prachitas is saying, oh, please bless us with association of devotees. Because that is highest blessing. Because in association devotees, what happens? Shravanam Kirtanam happens. And by hearing that, what happens? All our material hankerings are gone, all anxieties are gone, and one experiences great joy and happiness. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm so grateful to get the opportunity to come here, and I thank Sandamani Mataji for developing this community so beautifully, and for so many years. I cannot imagine myself being 70 plus years and taking so many responsibilities and doing so many services morning till night, running around and caring for devotees and facilitating all devotees. So I'm very deeply inspired by your such enthusiasm and such service attitude at such advanced age. Thank you very much. I'm also grateful to our very bent Kirtaneshwar too. He has been running around with me. I saw last 2-3 days he's exhausted. He has night programs. He have to travel here, there. He's exhausted. Still he's extending. I hope when I leave he gets nice rest. He can relax. So extremely deeply grateful for such nice association. And thank you very much everybody for encouraging me by being present and giving me opportunity to speak something for my own purification. And please forgive me for any mistakes and bless me that one day I can become sincere servant of devotees and also chant Hare Krishna purely. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, ISKCON Tucson ki jai, Oasis in Desert ki jai, Spiritual Oasis ki jai.